Welcome to the PEDMENCO conspiracy. So recently there was a streamer called Flamenco who has come under fire for his freak out and meltdown in the commentary community. But that doesn't interest me. I would rather investigate the claims about Flam being a pedo, so in this video, that's what I plan to do. So who is Flamenco? Well, he's a streamer who used to be a co-host on Ethan Ralph's show The Kill Stream. He broke away from him and now does his own thing on YouTube. Now, Flam has had a few controversies around him. First, there was his porn history leak. Shortly after that, there was accusations he's a pedophile. And then he had his subsequent meltdown over a joke song calling him a pedo. Now, I suspect Flamenco will say this is a smear job and that I hate him. This is not the case. I will try to be as fair and impartial as I can be towards him, and try to leave my own bias out of it. Lastly, I want to say I'm not some paragon of morality or virtue, but at least I don't want to fuck kids and have fantasies about them. Also, I want to say that the word pedo is used too liberally. The term shouldn't be used lightly, because when you use it lightly and call everyone a pedo, you're taking away from the severity of what's being claimed. Really quick, I want to cover this before we embark on our descent through hell. Also, disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, so if I got any of this wrong, lawyers in the audience, feel free to let me know. So, artistic depictions of minors engaged in sexual acts is not CSEM material, which stands for Child Sexual Exploitation Material, unless a real child is the reference used in the art. If you report people to law enforcement for looking at cartoon images that are not real or a reference to real CP, you are wasting police time and resources. As sick as it is, cartoon art is a legal gray area in the United States. Under the Protect Act of 2003, if you get charged with a sex crime, they can add additional charges for possession of said cartoon art. Morally, I find artistic depictions of minors engaged in sexual acts indefensible, reprehensible, vile, disgusting, and evil. If you're into that shit, you likely have predilections for real children, you sick fuck. Okay, so now let's start with suspect number 1, Flamenco, and go over what started this whole mess. Flamenco was caught in a German Steam group with 9 people, of which 2 of the members had children as their profile pictures. Flam's defense was, I add everyone on Steam and join random groups without thinking. These 2 people, one named Sanctus, the admin of the group, had a child avatar and images of children on his profile. And here's Flamenco's defense of I just add everyone.
Come to this today, when you're being roundly accused of being a pedophile. People want your head on the spot.
Yeah, so back in the day when I was starting out streaming, the guy who apparently invited me to the Steam group apparently was reached out to, and he had this. I don't know how faithful this translation is, but basically people would add me on Steam, and I would pretty much just add whoever adds me, and I would just accept pretty much any friend requests. And
so
at some point,
can you just elaborate who they are?
Yeah, so apparently the Steam group that I was in, this guy Sanctus was the admin and the only mutual person that I had in this Steam group. As like
Now here's the strange German Steam group that Flam was a member of, Harry Koenig or Harry Carey, I don't know how to pronounce it, but there you go. Here we can see Sanctus, the group admin, using the image of a child as his avatar. An unknown user also has a child avatar, and then there's another member, Panda, who has a little anime girl as their avatar in what looks like a child's onesie. Like a little panda onesie or some shit. Archived posts show that right here, Flam was indeed a member of this German Steam group. Now, Flam was only in 6 Steam groups. His defense for being in the German one was, well, no one uses Steam groups, and I just accept invites from everyone. Now, if this was true, shouldn't there be more than just 6 groups on his profile page? seems a little suspicious. Here we can see the group admin Sanctus. Right here, you can see he has children on his profile. Now, Flam was mutuals with him on Steam, but claimed he never viewed his profile and never saw this on it. Flam stated that he never views people's profiles, and Flam also claims that the last profile he checked out was 7 months ago. Now, these are some chats from other pedo groups or profiles that Sanctus was involved with, but to clarify, Flam wasn't a member or a part of these separate groups. Here's more messages from these sick fucks. Now, I want you to take a look at this pink heart right here. This is a symbol that pedophiles use to identify each other. If you don't believe me, go look it up. They also use the triangle on quarters. They'll hand quarters to each other with the little triangle stamped in there. And they also use butterflies as well. Also, above the heart, I want you to take a good look at that word. Honey. Here's the definition of it. Now, it says it's used as slang for a woman's vagina. However, most people I see using this word online use it in relation to little anime girls, usually in a sexual context. If you come across people using this word, there's only one solution for them.
Oh, it's not something you can control? You didn't choose to be attracted to kids. That's fine. Please face the wall.
Now, someone managed to track down Sanctus and get a hold of him. You know, the creepy pedo who ran that German Steam group Flam was in, and asked him a few questions about Flam and his involvement with the group. Here's the translated conversation. Sanctus claims he doesn't remember why he started that Steam group, and that Flam was just some guy he watched back in the day, and that he was one of his few friends on Steam. He goes on to say that Flam joined the group without thinking about it, and confirms that Flam played video games together with him. When asked about the children on his profile, he says, oh, it's nothing, and that his profile used to be normal. Now, my speculation on this is that it almost seems like Sanctus is doing damage control to cover for Flam, like a friend would do, leading me to speculate further and wonder if they were closer than what Flam was saying. Flam first joined this strange Steam group on August 10th, 2021, and he deleted the pedo admin from either his friends list or from his group. I'm not sure which one, but here you go nonetheless. Flam was seen chatting with people on kiwi farms about the group when news first broke. People wanted to know what his involvement was and his connection to it. Shortly after this news broke, PPP and Andy Worski of the Kino Casino reached out to Flam and asked him to come on their show and explain himself and the situation. Now, I'm not trying to shit on the casino, but the stream was a flop and the house got felted. So let's go over some quick highlights. First, Godwinson and PPP right from the start were trying to lampoon Flam as a pedo versus just conducting an interview/investigation and letting Flam hang himself with his own words. They were on the right track with asking Flam more about his associations, people he's defended, and his actions. They were not fully prepared and even got some information wrong. There was no smoking gun and very little evidence presented. Ultimately, it left people angry at PPP and Godwinson for conducting what they believed to be a bad faith interview. And this is my own personal opinion. I believe Flam barely survived that interview. Here you can see the poll results from that stream showing 65% of people believed Flam was innocent. By trying to lampoon Flam with very little evidence, the casino made Flam appear more honest than he is. As an example, here in this clip, the casino got confused. They got one of their facts wrong. They confused two separate Steam groups, thinking Flam was in both.
Oh, hey, am I gonna go in, am I in a group with somebody sussy?
The reality is, Flamenco, that this group had 9 members in, so you're not going to find commonality with the audience.
This channel had 13 members like 2 months ago. I don't know how many people were in the fucking server when I joined in.
You're in this group where they're celebrating and saying Happy Alice Day, which is a holiday for pedophiles.
Hold on. That's not even the group that people are talking about. That's in a group that the person who was the admin of the group is in another group.
Oh.
Yeah, You see, like that's the whole problem with this. People can't even keep their fucking story straight. It's not the fucking German thing. It's like the other server that Null was talking about that had the thing on like the next page after people dropped it. Like I that's where that fucking thing comes from. There's no posts in that server.
Later on in the stream, Flam is asked about Boy Soprano, and here is where I caught him in a lie.
Was that Soprano?
Boy Soprano.
Yeah, I think like most people that took a look at that says like, nah, this is like twink shit or something, and they're like, yeah, it's whatever.
In this clip, Flam is confronted about the lie he keeps saying, that Boy Soprano is just a sissy boy domination story. It's a twink story, and tries to downplay the underage characters in it.
You want to talk about that? Because it was.
Again,
it was a Shotacon manga. Yeah, it was a Shotacon manga. Flat out. It features kids under the age of 18 engaging in sexual activities. It's not a Dom Sissy Boy manga. And the way that she pretended like it was is just like...
Dude, multiple people have already said it too.
You're deceptive. No, you're a liar about that. You lied about that.
Okay.
You said it was a Dom Sissy Boy book. Did you not?
That's your fucking opinion, dude.
No, you didn't. You lied about it. You keep saying that it's a Dom Sissy Boy book. I don't have to justify it. Everybody in the audience hears me. I got on because this is an easy W for me. You are like the fucking IBS toilet. Rand dunked on you. Dingo would dunk on you. You were like a toilet. That's the thing. I got on as a nobody because I have 30 minutes to kill before I have to go back to work. You're
totally not doing this because you're super mad at the internet, dude.
Right. No, you know what?
PEDMENCO, oh my god, no.
Here's yet another clip where he's confronted again about the characters being underage.
And I wanted to ask you, Flam, like, what is your defense on like Boy Soprano? Because like I've seen you in other streams, you'll like say like, this is why I brought
big-breasted dommy mommies.
But like, with the kid though, what about that?
People have already said it's not lolly or shota shit. So again, like, I don't know. People are chimping out about chimping out stuff. I don't know.
But man, it is. It's the kid is 15 years old.
Okay, and I didn't know that until like people were pointing it out. So I don't know, dude.
This is one of the few safe for work panels of Boy Soprano. You can clearly see this is a child that has been adopted and is being groomed by two older women to be their sex toy. This comic, along with the porn history leaks, combined with the Steam group that had 2 or more pedophiles in it, swayed many people to believe that Flam is a pedo. Now, if you don't believe me that the comic depicts minors, or the kid grew up and was magically 18, here's the tags for the comic. So you have Shotacon right there and Lolicon. Okay, so let's move on. Now later into the stream, Tux gets brought up in the conversation, and then Flam makes a very bizarre statement. Listen closely.
Tux, if you're watching, yikes, buddy. This guy was 8 years old. His sister was 6, and he was basically fucking her until he was 14.
Yeah, and that's degenerate. But he wasn't an
degenerate
adult.
is watching hentai, fucking whatever. It's not. That's like beyond degenerate. That's like
well,
that's criminal.
I'm just gonna have to disagree. I don't think it's a sickness. I don't know how you fucking label a person a pedophile when they're not a fucking adult.
No, I didn't say he's a pedophile. He's fucking his sister. That's still insane.
It's a sickness of the mind.
That's still insane.
And again, like, was I
in a world where
was I told by Tux that he did this in like?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Like,
no, Flam.
I'm supposed to preemptively predict when people are going to be outed as being degenerates or something.
It's in a world where you think it's okay to fist somebody's sister, that you think it's confusing that people would think you're a pedophile when you defend sister.
No, I just don't call him pedophile.
Well, yeah.
Like, why even defend it at all? Like, why raise any sort of defense?
I'm not defending it. I'm not defending it at all. I'm just not calling it not calling him pedophile because he wasn't a fucking adult. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Wait, hang on,
Are you?
Let's take a listen to that again right there. Here's the clip of Flam saying, "What does pedophilia even mean, bro?" It's a very bizarre thing to say.
I see what you're
what
saying.
What
Wait, hang on, wait.
One more time.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
Wait,
Hang on, wait.
Are you the sort of person that
Flam is asked about Tux, a guy who fucked his sister, by the way, and why he wasn't banned from Flamenco's Discord server.
I gotta ask one question.
Yeah.
Why did you just demod Tux? Why didn't you ban him and cut
why did
all
you remove him
association?
from the server?
I didn't even do it. I wasn't even at my fucking phone to be able to like do that on Discord. One of my other mods did that.
Yeah, why didn't you do it afterwards when you were at your phone and present?
Because he already left the server.
He didn't though.
Yes, he did.
No, there was a
Yes, he
time
did.
gap, and he didn't leave.
Yes,
and you
he did.
kicked, and he left.
Yes, he did. I didn't do any.
He was
I didn't
demodded.
I didn't
He
do.
remained
I
as a
didn't do
member.
any moderation. I don't do like any fucking moderation.
You don't
in my
do
server.
any
I leave it up to my
moderation.
own moderators, and they did the right thing by demodding him.
They should have
Are
banned
any of
his
your
ass.
moderators vetted by yourself? Are
They
they?
should have banned his
I
ass.
think he was
Involved
banned. I think he
as
was
well.
banned after he went on to both Augie and Ralph's show, and then he left after that. But like, I think I would have had him banned afterwards anyway.
Now, Flam said he didn't know about what Tux was doing, and by all accounts, it appears Flam didn't know. Kinoshe, one of Flam's mods, went rogue and joined Kiwi Farms after getting banned from Flam's Discord server. Apparently, he was a longtime fan and banned by one of Flam's pay pigs. So here we see Kinoshe only became a Janny because Flam's Jannies kept fucking with him. Flam's Jannies all spurged over the Tux molested his sister situation. 8. Kinoshe deleted a picture of someone posting Tux's sister in Flam's Discord. The person complained. Kinoshe told them go ahead and repost it, implying they would get banned. And then Kinoshe was later banned for encouraging Tux's sister being posted at the hands of Flam's biggest pay pig. Flam apparently acknowledged the ban as being nonsense, but refused to undo it as not to irk his pay pig. Here we see a Twitter post by Ethan Ralph confirming what Kinoshe was saying, that Flam's mods were in a panic over Tux, and he posted screen caps from Flam's Discord. Here's one of the images that Ethan posted of Flam's chat mod, saying his Discord had yet another sick fuck in it. Let's sidetrack and go over Flamenco's Discord server history. Now, I don't have chat logs of the events in question, because Flamenco was accused in the past of deleting chat logs when something bad would happen in his server. On Discord, it's real easy to set up a bot that will delete all logs. You can even set it to clear them after a set amount of time. Now, I don't have proof Flam does this, as I'm not a member of his Discord, but I'm noting that he was accused of it in the past. Back when Flam was working for Ethan Ralph, he was a mod and allegedly helped shield a pedo in the Killstream Discord until people found out and they were forced to do something about it. In this clip, Flam is questioned about his old mods and his Discord.
Yeah, sure, but also there's like a group of people out there that like just really fucking hate me and don't like me,
True,
and then
yeah.
they're gonna use whatever
Very
flimsy
true.
evidence that they can to like chimp out and like try to smear me, you know. So
because there is somewhat of a pattern of behavior, right? Because I remember when
not really
a certain pedophile liar had said that all of your Jannies were pedophiles and that you were covering up for them. Then
And he
instead
was
of
right.
standing
And
up
he was-
to that,
wait, how
instead
was
of
he right?
standing up
How
to
was he
him,
right?
you fled the internet from him like a bitch and made it look like
Yeah,
it was
because
true.
he was threatening to dox people who were in my server and call them pedophiles.
Oh, so he was going to dox pedophiles, and that's wrong?
No, he was calling people pedophiles and threatening to dox people who were just mods in my fucking server.
Do you do any investigation and clear their names and to find that they weren't pedophiles, or did you just take them at that?
There was like one guy that they said was, and I don't even know where the fuck he is now. So I think he just left the internet. I have no fucking clue if that guy. But
Jail?
like, I have no fucking clue. And then like the other one is like I guess Tux, and then Tux gets like mod removal almost immediately after the fucking allegations come out, and he leaves my fucking server. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, Tux wasn't even a pedophile, but like it was enough to like get him kicked out.
Wait,
he was a
tranny,
he was
fucking
right?
his sister for 7 years.
Yeah.
He said that it stopped at like 14 and 12. Didn't
Yeah,
he?
and he started when he was
so
8.
it's okay.
Wait.
12?
Flam is further questioned by PPP about his moderators, including the infamous lolly sculptor, and Flam claims it wasn't real and that it was all fake.
Do you not have a top mod from the past whose profile picture was a lolicon statue?
Yes, you did.
Apparently, like that Corbo guy, but he says that was like a fake docs that, or like a fail docs that Zoom did on him. So I have no fucking clue.
So it's all fail doxes, it's all gay ops, it's all haters.
It's just that one instance.
Well, now it's time for a blast from the past. Here we have an old video by Drummer from 2020 addressing the drama in Flamenco's Discord server regarding Corbo, the lolly sculptor, the person Flam said was the victim of false information and fake docs.
Good job on the gay op, though. I gotta call you on it, because you try to act like you're not a deceitful piece of shit, but unfortunately you are. So go fuck yourself, Flamenco.
And speaking of Flamenco, I just learned he left his position as Killstream co-host. I thought maybe it was his leaked confession of recording Ralph in a private conversation that caused the two to part ways. But it seems that Flamenco's departure from the Killstream had more to do with covering for degenerates in his Discord server than a beef with Ethan Ralph. Flamenco was in a voice chat discussing Godspeed's exposure of the Killstream mods. Those same mods were also active on Flamenco's Discord server, and he was not happy about what Godspeed had revealed. But Flamenco did not get very far in the conversation before Godspeed jumped into the voice chat and confronted Flamenco. And the whole thing was recorded.
It's just getting really fucking annoying. Like, Zoom is so much of a fucking pussy-ass beta bitch that he's deciding that, I'm gonna go fuck with, like, all these just random people because maybe if I scare enough people away from the gun, it'll finally get rid of him. I'm actually working out, guys. I'm just out of breath because I'm...
Yeah, Flamenco, you got a big fucking mouth. I know that you live in... And I'm gonna find you too, retard.
Yeah, okay.
Keep pretending you live in... I know you live in...
Okay, buddy.
When I find you, I'm gonna kill you and your whole family.
Okay, buddy. Jesus! What are you gonna do, fall on us, you fucking fat piece of shit?
That means a lot from your...
In this clip, Flam and Zoom argue about Flam's mods being pedos. Zoom then accuses Flam of deleting his chat logs to get rid of evidence, and someone in the call points out and asks, why was a channel called Outer Space deleted? So pay attention and listen for that one.
Yeah, because, like, you're the only one allowed to run your mouth, right?
I mean, I was being nice. I wasn't even being a dick to you, but now I'm good at it.
Retard, how are you being nice? You're attacking people in my Discord server.
So? Does it affect you? No.
Yes, it does.
Why are you protecting pedophiles but then talking shit about me?
What pedophile am I protecting?
You're protecting Corbo. This guy's literally making little dolls of fucking little girls.
Yeah, Corbo's not a pedophile.
He's posting lolly porn and he's making little lolly fucking
people
sexualized
call you
dolls.
a pedophile. Does that make you a pedophile?
No, but I'm not the one posting lollies and making little sexualized
Only you're
dolls.
the one that's true. Okay, yeah. You just want CP with your girlfriend.
See the difference?
CP with your girlfriend. I got it.
I know this is difficult for you because you've never actually had sex with a woman. But my girlfriend was joking and saying I was literally fucking her in the ass while she was watching it, calling herself a pedophile.
So you just fuck pedophiles, okay? You just fuck them. You just fuck them. Okay.
You know the big difference between that is it was a joke. Your guy's actively making lolly, posting lolly. You want all the logs of him? I noticed you deleted all the logs for your general chat all the way back to September when he was fucking lolly posting little sexualized 12 and 13-year-old lolly girl bent over in sexually suggestive poses with their pussy showing. You got any excuse for that, Flamenco?
Why is Outer Space deleted?
You see, the thing is that there's a much more compelling case. You know what, Zoom? I'm actually going to take your advice. I'm going to get rid of the pedophile.
Oh, okay. So are you going to be a hypocrite and kick me because you're a little pussy and you can't take it?
No, I'm just going to kick you because I don't like pedophiles.
Flam and Zoom in this clip continue to argue back and forth.
Done it right away.
Zoom, is the cost of you just leaving me and my fucking my fucking little corner of the internet alone to not go on the show? Because I can easily just not go on the show. Okay, so you're gonna leave all of my mods alone. You're gonna leave all my fucking users alone if I just don't go on the kill stream again.
Yes. If you disavow,
no, I don't need to disavow. I don't need to disavow shit. I don't need to disavow shit. If that's your fucking problem, then I'll just fucking do it because I do care about my fucking viewers and I don't want you fucking harassing them. So are you going to fucking? Are you?
Here is the doxing question that Zoom allegedly dug up on this Corbo guy. I tracked down a mirror of the video, but the username was White Fox or something. I didn't see Corbo's name unless White Fox Wolf was his old username that he went by online. Just want to put this disclaimer here, this info might not be reliable. Of note, other people in the IBS sphere have called Zoom a pedophile and a liar. I can't verify any of the information he dug up or his claims. The only thing lending some credibility to it all is when confronted about the deleted chat logs, Flam did not deny it. It seems he wised up after his encounter with Zoom and continued to clean up his chat. So far, I've established that Flam has lied at least once, obfuscated the truth, and possibly deletes chat logs, although I can't verify that, and has had problems with Discord mods in the past who have been suspected of being into lolicon or being pedophiles. Now let's take a look at some of Flam's associations. Oh, what a wicked web we weave. Let's start off with Dimitri Monroe.
Well, I gotta ask about this Dimitri guy that you're involved
Yeah,
with.
let's get into
Apparently he's
Dimitri.
like a
And then I'll read
groomer.
the. I have like a bunch of things directed towards Flam, but you go ahead, Ash.
What's going on with this Dimitri guy?
I have no clue, dude. There's like this guy that keeps on DMing me wanting to talk about Dimitri Moreau apparently like having a relationship with a 17-year-old when he was 20.
Okay.
That's not quite true.
Apparently, from what I can read from skimming the thing that he fucking sent me. The evidence about the group. I'm not
It's a
here to
lot
talk
of
about
evidence.
Dimitri. I'm not. Dimitri's his own fucking
Well,
dude. He can defend himself.
I
if he
thought you'd
wants.
skirt Dimitri.
Isn't he a friend of the show? Dimitri is.
No, I've never. I don't even think I've ever had him.
Pretty
on
sure
screen.
you. Pretty sure
don't
you
even
said he's a
think.
friend of the show.
I don't even know. If
You
that's
always
true.
use these lawyer weasel words to try
Yeah.
and get out of it. I'm
I'm
not
like
sure. I
was
don't
mutuals with
recall.
him on Twitter, and I watched like Wolf of Wall Street with him and my friend Spooky, and that's pretty much it.
Watched Wolf of Wall
I mean,
Street with him and your friend Spooky.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only conversation I've had with the dude.
I have a video of you saying, if you pull it up, amdimitri.mp4.
I want to see the
Where
evidence.
you say,
So
no,
he's
I
already-
mean,
No,
I mean, I have evidence
idiot.
that you've said
He's
he's your
already-
friend.
bro.
He's
Flam says he can't remember calling Dimitri a friend of the show. Well, let's refresh his memory.
Burn for 5 says, "Are you going to cover Dimitri in chilling a child rapist in cafe?" So somebody, for full disclosure, somebody sent me something about Dimitri Monroe, but Dimitri Monroe is a friend of the stream.
Another all-time banger from the kill stream. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you doing?
So who is Dimitri Monroe? Well, he's a femboy YouTuber, someone who Flam said is a friend of the show, so he can't comment on him being a pedophile and a groomer because he would be biased. It's a bizarre statement, and at the very least Flam could say, well, if it's all true, then that's fucked up. Here's proof Flam was given all the info on this guy and Dimitri's friend, Mr. Cynical, but he wouldn't cover it. The person who brought it to his attention then makes an accusation that Flam is involved with the two of them. We will cover Mr. Cynical last. Here you can see the DMs. I think they sent some Keffel stuff to Flam. And then here's about Mr. Cynical. And Flamenco asks, is it Dimitri? Nah, that's Mr. Cynical. Gives him all the information. And then the accusation. Hey, Flam, did Monroe hook you up with those sweet Olivia feet pics you probably love? Well, Flam, Monroe hook you up with the good stuff? Were you sharing with the Germans? Here is yet more proof Flam doesn't want to talk about Dimitri. Now, let's go over Dimitri and what he's done. Dimitri got himself into a bit of trouble recently for some things in his past. Here we see Dimitri getting pressed on conversations he had with a minor back in 2017. It's interesting to note that Dimitri used the same excuse Flam did with the Steam group. Flam said he just adds everyone on Steam, and Dimitri says here, well, I just flirt with everyone I meet. It's almost like there's a pattern emerging with these people. So Dimitri claims age of consent is 16 where he lives, and that April, who is a minor, should have went to the police. Now right here, it's important to note that Dimitri says April lied about them having sex. There's a problem with Dimitri's statement. April was tracked down and never said the two of them ever had sex, but that they were making plans to meet up, but never did. Here's April the minor saying that they never met up, punching a hole in Dimitri's story. Now let's go over those chat logs. Here's April saying that they are underage. Here Dimitri admits he knows April is underage and that them having sex is illegal. This undermines nearly all of his later alibis and stories that this was an age of consent encounter. Here we see April sending Dimitri a video of herself. No idea if it was sexual or not. More than likely it was, but it's still suspicious nonetheless. April talks with him about eating his cum, and Dimitri says he's down for it. Dimitri and April discuss him dry humping her. Dimitri proposes having her give him a hand job and blow job. Dimitri says he wants to fuck her. Dimitri talks about his cum and April drinking it. Dimitri talks about taking April's virginity. Dimitri talks about wanting to sexually hug her and calls her hot. Here's a discussion about erotically kissing April. Here Dimitri says to the minor, them having sex is bordering on the edge of legality and that sadly we're over statutory, but he probably still would have sex with her anyway. Some sort of video here was exchanged, again, unsure if it was sexual or not, but it sounds like it was. So here we have Dimitri in DMs contradicting himself multiple times, tripping over himself in desperation, and inadvertently exposing just how weak his alibis and lies are. He says right here at the bottom, there is no ages given in that convo. Let's be clear. But yes, they did say that. My point was it was legal where we lived anyway had anything occurred. Here we have April giving her age, when Dimitri said, oh, no ages were given. Well, here we go. I will get it as soon as possible, but since my family isn't too willing, I'll probably have to do it when I'm 18. Here we have Dimitri lying about his age and changing his age several times, saying that, oh, you know, it's just a 2 or 3 year difference, and changes the story again by saying, well, you know, it was probably 1621 or 1622. This reminds me of Chaggett's 1318, but instead we have 1621. Now, Dimitri is deliberately evasive about his age to avoid being doxxed, but has claimed to be closer to 25 than 24 in 2019. If he was older than 25 in 2019, at the absolute youngest he was 24 when these messages were exchanged. According to April, she was 16 at the time of these messages, and Dimitri was an adult. While she is unsure of his exact age, even his devoted simp, Keto, has admitted he was around 19 to 21 at the lowest. Here Dimitri says this was a 2-day-long conversation that he doesn't recall, much like how Flam said he couldn't recall certain details about this Steam group he was in. Yet another similarity, I think, between the both of them. It's almost like they're being coached on what to say, like they have some playbook on how to respond to these kinds of allegations. I don't recall, I'm not sure, I don't remember. I cannot comment on this at this time. Seems very political and lawyery. Kind of like what PPP was saying. These are more DMs with Dimitri's simp, who was contacted and asked about the logs, and he says, "It's just a prank, bro. It was just a friend pretending to be a 16-year-old getting groomed." So funny!
You just got pranked, bro!
The simp continues, "Bro, these logs are all fake. Trust me, bro." Source? The source is "trust me, bro." The simp then relays that Dimitri is sleepy and doesn't want to deal with grooming allegations right now. He'll talk about it later. Oh, he's so sleepy. Time for sleepy sweepy. In case you need further proof that this person is a sick fuck that should be gassed, here's Dimitri's stance on fucking your sister in real life. Cool video. Also, why do you condone in real life incest? Because my sister is hot. Dumb question. Here we have Dimitri following an artist who traces softcore real CP for his work, which is illegal, or at least they used to in the past, and has said on record that being called a pedophile is a compliment. It's also worth noting that Dimitri is mutuals with someone who has looked at real CP and who has admitted to doing so. Here's an archive of their tweet admitting to looking at real CP, and they're asking you for forgiveness. Well, it's going to be hard to forgive Dimitri's friend because his mutual traded CP of his own fucking sister. Want to fap to pics of my 12-year-old sister? That would be nice. Lastly, here's a photo of Dimitri and a bunch of screen-capped posts talking about lolly, pedos, and wanting to fuck your sister yet again. You know, just totally normal shit. After learning about all of this, there's really only one thing I'd like to say to you, Dimitri.
You're disgusting. I'm gonna kill you.
Now, Flam was told about all of this, and he was, and likely still is, friends with Dimitri on Discord. Also, something interesting to note is that Dimitri used a weird black and white photograph, much like the German Steam group. Seems like a strange coincidence worth pointing out. Here we can see people are typing in the codes, and oh look, they're still friends with each other. Oh, look at that. Now, to be fair here, by all accounts, Dimitri appears to be very loosely connected to Flamenco. But there's one person Dimitri is connected to that Flam did say was his friend. This is the person who introduced him to Dimitri. And that person is Spooky Weeb Trash. This is Spooky Weeb Trash, yet another YouTuber and close friend of Flamenco. It's important to note she's also close friends with Dimitri Monroe. She appears to be into lolicon, and I have some posts that make me suspect she's into lolly. Here we can see Spooky saying in 2020 that she likes lolicon characters. No one besides aunties thinks Ling Ling looks like a lolly. That's an interesting word. Aunties.
Very poor choice of words.
Noel, the owner and operator of Kiwi Farms, had something to say about Spooky using the word aunties. He has never seen the word aunties used in the context she was using, except on 9chan when pedos would refer to anyone who wasn't a pedo as an auntie. As an example of this, here we have Dimitri, Spooky's good friend, the groomer pedo, using the same word aunties to describe people who are against lolicon. Nick DeOreo weighed in on Spooky. Now, I don't like Nick DeOreo. In fact, I think he needs to lay off the Oreos. But he responded to Spooky's lolly posting saying, "I don't know how else to say it, but I just find your stance on depictions of minors disgusting. There is no discourse. I just think you're creepy, and I wanted to unfollow when I saw you're one of those people who regularly regurgitate generic lolicon talking points." Well, I hope you're enjoying our trip into hell so far. Now abandon all hope, ye who have entered, because we still got some more digging to do. Next up in Flam's fucked up associations is none other than Aiden Paladin. And no, we're not going to be palling around with this sicko. Aiden Paladin is a YouTuber with quite a big following. She has done streams with Flamenco and Gator. And recently, you can find her lurking in Flam's chat from time to time. Oh, and what a surprise! She's into Lolicon and Shotacon! Now, the streams that Aiden did with Flam and Gator no longer exist, but I have the URLs that show she has been on streams with Flamenco, and she's done so on more than just one occasion. Here's the link of Flamenco's stream right there. You can see the dead URL. Here is the stream she did with Gator. Now, Flamenco talked about the lost stream he did with Aiden, saying she got pissed drunk and said she wanted to fuck him and Gator at Knoxville. In this clip, Aiden accidentally opens a tab that has Lolicon and Shotacon porn. The art depicts little children that can't be more than 5 to 8 years old.
Nice porn, right?
You know, I'm starting to believe Noel when he says that these people like to hide in plain sight, because that's honestly the impression I get from this clip. Whoopsie, oh dear me, did I have a porn tab open? Teehee, sorry about that, XD. Here's the tags for that comic Aiden had on her screen. It's some real nasty, sick fuck shit. Here we can see Aiden posting lolly jokes on her Twitter. She made this infamous comic strip into an ANCAP joke. Aiden is also an alcoholic with BPD, who, no surprise here, was molested as a child. I know, it's shocking. Here's a post from 4chan, a website where Aiden would self-promote and post her tits. You know it's bad when 4chan is calling you out for being a sick fuck degenerate. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all of the details on Aiden, but based on what you've seen, it's safe to say she's a sick fuck that likely has predilections for real kids. She's also an alcoholic with mental issues. No surprise. Now, most of you are probably thinking, how can this get any worse?
But at least now it can't get much worse.
But it did get worse.
It's about to get even worse. They say to save the best for last, but in this case, the last is the worst. Before we get into the horrifying grand finale that is the last link in this fucked up chain, let's take a little detour and look at Flam's bizarre connection to Vito the Pedo and Max Carson, also known as Mr. Girl. The clip I'm about to show comes from Flam's drunk stream. Some people are calling it the Flam Pill stream, where Flam got drunk and decided to watch Josh's Mad at the Internet show because there was a segment that featured him. During Flam's now deleted stream, Flam lost his shit and made very suspect statements. In this clip, Flam says Mr. Girl isn't a pedophile, even though he wrote a song called I Am a Pedophile.
Mr. Girl, whatever. Mr. Girl, again, I don't think is actually a pedophile. I think he is saying, when he's talking about his Cuties thing, is that Cuties was trying to elicit a sexual response from, like, all these, like, naked, like, half-naked tweens or whatever, and that it, like, he felt that way or whatever. Again, it's gross, and I don't understand it fully, because I don't think I would get the same reaction to watching Cuties or whatever, but I think that's what Cuties was actually going for, and it's to make you, like, feel disgusted with your physical response or whatever. Luckily, I haven't watched Cuties, though, so I don't know.
Twitter.
Take that L, Flam? I don't know.
For Max Carson.
Again, I kind of think that Noel's position with whether or not you'll call somebody a pedophile is pretty good. I don't think I would shoot Vito or Mr. Girl and sleep well at night.
Against Keemstar, and he says this: having basic empathy for not offending pet.
For those of you who don't know who this guy is, he's another YouTuber who is definitely a pedophile. He is a cuties defender, and cuties was rightfully lampooned by most people as disgusting and vile for how it sexualized young children. Mr. Girl here has been an avid defender of the film. Hear his thoughts on it right here.
It's a solid film. It's a good movie. Definitely better than most movies. And they're pretty hot. And, you know, you can say whatever you want about me. It's not my fault. I didn't make them do that. They did that.
He thinks young, prepubescent children are attractive. Now, in this clip, Mr. Girl claims the reason people are outraged by the film is not because of how it sexualized young children, but because men were turned on by the children and became angry with themselves. Real sick, twisted shit.
I think it's some kind of a gray area, but I think a lot of the disturbed reaction to this is that people are not comfortable with being turned on by kids. I think that is part of why people are freaked out. I think it's
I was not turned on. By the way, I was not turned on by the kids.
I think that
0.00%.
I think your average man, faced with this question, let's say you had a robot that looked exactly like one of these kids, okay, and it's going to give you a lap dance.
No.
No, hang on. If you don't get a boner, you get $1 million. But if you do, you die. You're saying you would take that bet? I don't think so. I think most people wouldn't, because on some level, you know, they're kind of attractive.
It's
disturbing.
Okay, this took a hard left. What the hell?
You don't want it to be true, but it is.
Not only does Flam go on to defend Mr. Girl, but he then defends Vito, saying that Vito's just posting all the pedo shit for attention. And he also says in this clip, it's okay if you're a pedophile, as long as you're getting help.
Stupid defense on Twitter.
Take that L, Flam? I don't know.
For Max Carr.
Again, I kind of think that Null's position with whether or not you'll call somebody a pedophile is pretty good. I don't think I would shoot Vito or Mr. Girl and sleep well at night.
Against Keemstar, and he says this: having basic empathy for not offending pedophiles will ultimately lead to less child abuse. The fact that it takes this controversial is a sad reminder that we still live in an
again, right here, having not basic empathy for not offending pedophiles will ultimately lead to less child abuse. What I read this as, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, what I read this as is, if you are a person that is attracted to children, but you go and you seek help and you remove yourself from any position that possibly endangers children or puts you in a position to abuse children, I'm okay with that. If you are a person that's like that and you're seeking help and you're taking active measures to be like, you know what? I have this weird sickness. I don't know what's going on, and I'm going to remove myself so I don't be put in a position where I can hurt children. That part right there is fine. I don't know. Flame, just stop talking. Okay.
Intellectual dark age. I Need Ethereum says, what does non-offending mean? Never touched a kid? Never looked at CP? If you're into kids, there's only one solution. To which Vito says, non-offending means we understand breaking the existing laws is a no-no.
As long as Vito is taking precautions, like necessary precautions to remove himself from being anywhere near children, good for him.
We understand, inclusive.
And when you have kids, you'll understand? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Fair enough. If I don't have kids, listen, I can't, whatever.
Then someone says, quote unquote, we, and he says we, period. So him, Max Carson, definitely pedophiles, passes the test. I would shoot both of them and I would sleep like a fucking baby. I would sleep better after shooting them than I did before shooting them. So completely fair.
Yeah, Vito does need a lot of help. Vito, like I said, is like a person who is just only happy when he is in the hot seat, when he is like negative attention on him. Vito definitely needs help, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm having like a fucking retard take or whatever, but I don't know.
Fair to say that. And then Flamenco's just fucking hanging out in their chat like, hey guys, I'm also being called a pedophile. Is this the club that we're...
Listen, if Vito or Mr. Girl, especially Mr. Girl, after saying that he was attracted to cuties, says, oh, by the way, I just got a position at a daycare or whatever, I'd be fucking alarmed. All right? I would not be comfortable. I would not be happy with this situation. I would not be comfortable with this situation at all. All right? Like, I don't know. That's like the best way for me to explain it. I don't know.
Where we hang out in?
Listen, I just don't feel comfortable with assigning a death sentence to people with like pre-crime or some shit. I don't know.
We're being called pedophiles, and the only person who has, because Ralph did a thing about this, and he manages to make it all about Jim, which is just stupid and joyless. The only person who had a correct take on this was Keemstar, who said this.
Every time I see these fucking stupid debates, you're 2 seconds to be talking about, well, fucking pedos
What's your
are
view,
okay
Keem?
or some shit. My view is you're all fucking weird. No. Fuck off.
By the way, this is the post that's being mentioned by Josh, who Flam is watching on stream. Non-defending means that we understand breaking the existing laws is a no-no. Here, Flam defends Vito some more, saying he's just an attention whore, guys.
I'm gonna say this already, because like at some point I'll probably be inside like another conversation that has Mr. Girl or whatever. Dude, I don't fucking care. I legit do not fucking care, okay? I do not care if I am on a live stream with another person that people have issue with. I genuinely do not give a shit. Now, Mr. Girl is weird, and he says really fucking weird shit, and I don't fully trust him. Vito, on the other hand, is just a fucking contrarian attention whore. He is nothing but a person who seeks to go and like rile up people because they have heartfelt beliefs on certain things. That is the only purpose that Vito has. It is 100% contrarian. He is 100% trying to get a rise out of people. That is 100% his MO for every single fucking interaction that he has that goes against the grain. Again, don't fucking, I don't know.
Called I Am a Pedophile, and he just hangs out with these fucking people. And it's like, I can't give you any more benefit of a doubt, bro. I just can't. I can't associate with someone who's going to associate with open pedophiles.
Again, Josh, I don't fucking care if you associate with me, dude. I already know. I watch anime. I'm already tainted in your eyes. It's whatever, dude. You can, whatever. It's fine. I don't fucking care. I genuinely don't care. Isn't that an old stream? That stream is like 2 months old. That stream is something that Augie invited me on to because he was going on to the thing that had Link and Mr. Girl talking about whether or not porn is an addiction. And the important thing to kind of understand about that is Mr. Girl was getting kind of irritated with me because I wasn't like fully embracing lolicon shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, you know what? If a character is stated to be like 15 years old in that, like, I feel a little bit different with the work. I feel a little bit different with what I'm looking at. If it's explicitly stated, that's a little weird. That's a little odd. I don't look at it the same way. And it feels weird. I don't know.
In this clip, Flam defends ironic pedo posting, saying it's not actually pedophilia, it's just jokes and irony, bro.
So it very much was.
Because if you don't remember, Vito had this...
Contrarian pedo posting is still pedo posting? No, it really fucking isn't. It really fucking isn't. Vito is not saying that he's a pedophile in this. Vito is just like, oh, I want to fucking hold up my fucking, devil's advocate type thing for Mr. Girl or whatever. Mr. Girl, again, I don't think is actually a pedophile. I think he is saying when he's talking about his Cuties thing is that Cuties was trying to elicit a sexual response from like all these like naked, like half naked tweens or whatever, and that it like he felt that way or whatever.
As the stream drags on, Flam starts to get angry and then has a huge meltdown.
Remember that he held back from calling Tux a pedo. Well, I don't know. He seems to have a soft spot for his friends because he...
It's not even a soft spot for a friend. Like, Tux wasn't that deep of a friend. I was, like, friendly to him. And it's just like, yeah, you know what? Tux is a degenerate. Tux, like, had extremely inappropriate shit with his sister. But guess what? Tux was also like 14 and his sister was like 12. He's not a pedophile. He's just a degenerate. I don't want anything to fucking do with him, but I also don't want him to fucking kill himself. I hope he fucking gets help, and that's it. Like, I don't know. And saying that shit is like, oh, why are you throwing up such a fucking shield for Tux? It's like, oh my god, fuck off, dude.
Knew Tux, and he knew some other guy vaguely. He's like a friend of the show, some Discord guy who's like a lolicon on Twitter or something, Dimitri. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it is, on one hand, it's poor show to like say, oh, well,
Dimitri's like some fucking weird edgy poster on fucking Twitter and shit. I don't fucking care about Dimitri, dude. I've talked to Dimitri like 2 fucking times or whatever, and it's just like, oh, you need to like talk about this guy, dude. Okay, you know what? I don't talk about pedophile shit even if it's somebody I don't fucking know. Even with the Keffel shit, I'm like, you know what? Keffels was like, in moderation position of this, and it was like really fucking sus. That's it. I'm not gonna call him a fucking pedophile, and this person fucking hates me. I don't fucking care.
You're guilty by association. You're friends with Max Carson, so that makes you a pedophile and I don't talk to you. But on the other hand, you can't be judged by the company that you keep.
Yeah, if I'm like doing like, if I'm constantly in group chats with Mr. Girl and Vito, I'm like constantly talking. It's like, hey guys, how was your day? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Oh, and we're exchanging notes and all that shit. And we're constantly on. No, I was on one fucking stream. That's not a fucking indication that I'm like co-signing every single fucking thing these people have ever fucking done in their entire lives. It is such a fucking retarded take, dude.
It's different. There's a difference between like having somebody on your show to like talk to them and figure out what they're about, but then at a certain point you should be like, oh, I figured out what you're about and you're a fucking menace and I don't want anything to do with you. It's like I don't understand how that's done.
And that's what I fucking said about Tux. That's what I fucking said about Tux, because Tux admitted to fucking touching his sister. That's the reason. Did Mr. Girl ever say that he touched the kid or touched his sister? Did Vito ever say he touched the kid or touched his sister? No, that's a fucking threshold.
Unfair. I don't know. There's nuance to it. People can't.
Oh, hey there, kids. It's time for the Shameless Shekel Shakedown.
Having shit.
Let him talk for a minute.
At a
it's
certain
not going
point.
where you think for the most part. Calm down.
Flam later in the stream has a friend join him in a call. His friend tries in vain to get Flam to ban Vito from his chat, but it's like pulling teeth.
Wasn't Ricada on a panel with Mr. Girl? So what, is he guilty by association? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
I don't believe in guilt by association.
I'm not even saying I want to do content with Vito. That's like the fucking weird thing. It's like, oh, he needs to be banned from your chat. I don't know.
I'm saying, I'm just saying everyone hates him and he's annoying in chat. He adds, nothing. He's just annoying.
I know he's annoying. But, being annoying, I don't know.
And we've banned annoying people before. People have gotten banned for being annoying, so...
That's true. It seems true.
Right. It seems right to ban Vito. He's not funny. He's just annoying. Didn't laugh.
There,
he sucks.
It's time for the Shameless Shekel Shakedown.
By Vito.
Are you not into trains?
And it looks like almost 70% are saying ban Vito. That's about the same as the PPP poll a few days ago when they asked if you were a pedophile. 70% said no, you weren't. So
yeah,
I think it's fair to ban Vito at this point because Vito sucks and he has nothing. Yeah, I personally, I don't fault you for like going on random streams and he's just there. Like I think that's ridiculous. He was trying to say like you were being like friends with him too. That's just wrong. That's not what you were doing.
Oh, hey there, kids! It's time for the
like there's some obvious stuff
shakedown.
Josh was just wrong about, but I do agree with him that Mr. Girl and Vito genuinely suck. And there's no redeeming qualities to them. I wish they would stop.
I will say that the needless instigation of like just utter chaos in the chat and constantly causing people to like get mad is like a viable reason to get rid of them. I will concede on that. That is like 100% a reason why to go through that.
Yeah, and
like,
exactly.
I think with Vito specifically, if he constantly instigates on chat and constantly like, well, no, I never said this, I never said that, or whatever. Like like at a certain point, if he starts like causing enough like fucking autism to the point that the chat is like constantly going on in that, I think that might actually be a viable reason to ban it.
Yeah.
Whereas like if like I'm on a Stardust thing and Stardust has Mr. Girl on, I'm not gonna like, oh, I can't be associated with this or whatever. Like I'm not agreeing with Mr. Girl. I'm not like constantly like, you know, ball lapping Mr. Girl or anything like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna be a slave to like what people who already fucking are predisposed to hating me already think. You know what I mean? But like,
now, it wouldn't be such a shock if it was just a one-off thing. You could chalk it up to a bad take. But in an older clip, Flam defended Vito again by saying he's not a pedo, but just a pedo apologist.
Magic potion, because I'm using magic so much in this fight. I don't think Vito is a pedophile. I don't think that Vito's a pedophile at all. Apologist, maybe, but he's just kind of a fucking libertarian spurg. I don't know. I don't fucking hate Vito. He's a little bit of an attention whore, but he's fine. To me, anyway.
Flam, a pedo apologist is just as bad as a pedo. What was he thinking? Flam has doubled down on his bad takes, has defended Vito and Mr. Girl more than once, and says he doesn't care if he's on streams with these people in the future. Let me just say, no, Flam, you absolutely should care, and you shouldn't want anything to do with any of these people. I will never be on a stream with any of these people, and if I ever see any of these people in my chat, I'm going to ban them immediately. Now, before we get into the last story and connection, I want to briefly cover Flam's meltdown over a song joking about him being a pedo. It's important to note, no one attacked Flam for being a degenerate, just for being a hypocrite. So some guy called Salvo Pancakes commissioned a song about him.
I commissioned Mike the Bike to make a song. So this song is about our good friend, Flamenco.
Hey, Flamenco! Leave them kids alone!
This is honestly quite tame compared to an MC Jarbo or Liquid Richard remix, but Flam lost his shit over it.
Fuck Salvo Pancakes. He can go fucking kill himself.
You don't think like it's? I mean, you don't think it's just like a fucking meme or like Mike doesn't actually think you're a pedophile. Do you think that?
Okay, so like, it's okay when people call it as long as it's a joke.
Well, I mean, like we come from a sphere where it's like stuff like shit like this. Like,
we joke about everything. Like we say the most horrible shit
you know?
about each other. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever joked calling you a pedophile though.
But you have laughed at MC Jarbo calling Ralph a pedophile, right?
I don't think he ever called Ralph a pedophile. I think he called Pantsu a pedophile.
Wasn't like the whole point of the song like about how he's like the fucking Memphis pedo or something with Faith or something, and you know, I don't know.
Well, he makes like direct
he
makes direct allusions to like barely legal. So I don't know.
Well, I mean that would kind of insinuate like pedophilia, right?
No, if they're legal, then it's not pedophilia. What?
I mean, then why even call it out? Why even say barely legal? Why even point out
like
the
a
fact
lot
that
of
she's
people were
young?
saying that like it's weird that a like 35-year-old dude is banging.
Okay,
an
here's some
18-year-old.
lyrics from MC Jarbo. As the kingpin of the fucking pedo ring, I'm from the Bible Belt. I get the kids young, and I got my own church.
This is ridiculous. He called him a pedophile.
Okay, he did.
Called the kitchen.
He definitely did.
So
you don't think like it's? I mean, you don't think it's just like a fucking meme or like Mike doesn't actually think you're a pedophile. Do you think that?
Okay, so like it's okay when people call. No, I want to ask you, Nick. I want to ask you, Nick.
For the shameless shekel shakedown.
Nick,
You gonna
Thor's girlfriend
listen?
has stage
I'm not
4 cancer
interrupting
and
you.
gore was
Okay.
the best part of the movie.
If during like a really, really bad time, somebody is like actively calling somebody like that, like a pedophile or something, and then somebody goes into their DMs and tells them to go fucking kill themselves, you think that might be like a little bit different?
Yeah, nut up and like do something about it. Don't be a little crybaby online about it. Oh my god, he told me to kill myself.
Nick,
when I was
you're
at my
the one that
lowest.
fucking
Were you in a
says that. I'm
bad
like, oh, I'm
headspace? Were you
harassing
gonna
your
flag a
buddy
channel down?
Xanderhall. So like, which one is it?
I don't give a fuck about Xanderhall.
Nick, you fucking literally.
Xanderhall can go
Nick,
kill himself
you literally
too.
fucking said I stalked him, dude. So which one is it, Nick? Which one is it, Nick? Which no?
Xanderhall, don't harm yourself.
Unironically,
I'm saying
which
that
one
you
is it,
stalked
Nick?
him because you're weird. I don't care about
Nick,
Xanderhall. I don't care if
unironically,
you
which
post
one
up
is
outside
it?
his house. It doesn't
Which one
affect
is it,
me.
Nick? Is it harassment or is it just a
both.
joke?
You're like schizo.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not the one holding two different fucking like mentalities on this thing at once. so
Flamenco, you
I don't
could
know
be
what to tell you, dude.
schizophrenic and Xanderhall could be a loser at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nick, I'm sorry you can't fucking stand being proven wrong. Like, I'm sorry that you've got a fucking, like, inability to take any fucking criticism, you thin-skinned, fat piece of shit. It's so fucking difficult. It's so fucking arduous to be like, oh, somebody's pushing back against me so mildly and saying, hey, you know what? He actually might have some culpability in this, apparently. Apparently, the actor is also supposed to make sure the gun is fucking cleared. Fuck you, Nick. How about fuck you, you fat piece of shit?
Flam's meltdown was so huge over a simple joke that he ended up trending with all the buzz around him. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back into this sick, wicked, tangled web. And let's talk about another sick fuck. The sickest of them all, Mr. Cynical, who is connected to Dimitri Monroe. Now, to clarify, Flam is only loosely connected to Dimitri, as far as I know, through Spooky Weeb Trash. However, Spooky is friends with both of them. And Dimitri is friends with Mr. Cynical, and I can prove it. Now, you've come this far, but if you're easily sickened and don't want to punch a hole through your screen, if you haven't already, then close the video now.
It's time to stop. No, this is not okay. It's time to stop. It's time to stop.
This is Mr. Cynical, a YouTuber and sick fuck that needs a 9mm cure for what he has done. Mr. Cynical used to post on Chan-style message boards and went by RikaFag or used quotes as his username. He would brag about having CP, torturing his sister, and he thankfully stopped just short of fucking her, as far as I know. And in this post here, you can see how stable and sane Mr. Cynical is by saying, rape and murder and other crimes are fine to think about just as long as you don't commit the actual offense. I look forward to reading about him in the news after they find the bodies of children under his floorboards and in the walls. Here we can see Mr. Cynical bragging about sharing pictures of his sister's feet, and not only has he shared pictures of her feet, but he's shared other images of her with other pedophiles as well. He brags that they're not CSEM material, and so legally he can't be touched. Dimitri, on an alt account claimed he hadn't talked to Rika Fag, aka Mr. Cynical, in over a year, but I have a video that makes it hard to believe such a claim. It's also worth noting that all of these people have alt accounts so they can get away with it. Gloat and say, "Where's the logs? You can't prove I'm a pedo. Ha! I win!" If you want proof that these fucks brag, here he is bragging that there's no proof and that this person has, in his mind, no friends. You'll burn all your bridges with your friends. You'll have lost more than I have. Maybe admit defeat while I already won. LMAO. So let's go over some of Dimitri's DMs. In this DM, Dimitri is asked if they know Rika Fag, aka Mr. Cynical, and they confirm they do know each other and wanted to date. Dimitri is told in this DM about Mr. Cynical's child sex tourism, and Dimitri acts surprised by posting a little scared emoji. Dimitri is asked to confirm if Mr. Cynical goes by Rika Fag or uses quotes as his username, and he confirms that he does. Dimitri confirms one of the stories that Mr. Cynical had posted to Chan-style message boards that he had been committed to a mental institution. Dimitri feigns ignorance and pretends to be surprised by the news. Dimitri also confirms that he has met Mr. Cynical in person, and that he does in fact have a sister. Dimitri confirms that some of the posts Mr. Cynical made on these Chan websites were indeed him. Dimitri is sent the video of Mr. Cynical saying he fucked kids, and Dimitri confirms this is his voice, and admits that this is too much detail for a joke. So after being handed this news, turns out Dimitri stayed friends with Mr. Cynical. Here in this video, you can see that indeed Mr. Cynical is still friends with Dimitri on Discord. While I can't prove they've talked, I highly doubt they haven't talked in over a year. So here we go. There's Dimitri's account. Paste the friend code. Friend code's being pasted. Gotta find them mutuals. Oh look, it's Rika! It's Mr. Cynical, who's still friends with Dimitri. Now, Flam was sent a super chat and was warned previously in DMs about the connection between Dimitri Monroe and Mr. Cynical, and he just ignored it. Wouldn't even comment on it. Not even a simple, well, if it's true, then that's fucked up. Here we see Mr. Cynical responding to the super chat, meaning he either watches Flam's streams or someone watching Flam tipped him off. Here we can see him saying, "You'll have to pay more to make people care." Well, guess what, faggot? I care. So someone posted the video of Mr. Cynical's confession to Twitter. The story is, years ago, Mr. Cynical was tricked into a voice call of people pretending to be pedos and got him to admit that he flew to Thailand to fuck little kids.
Get ready to receive some Holy Spirit.
Jesus!
Thailand.
Yeah, wasn't it like Bangkok or something? No, that's China.
That's China, bro.
You scream, Captain.
How can you say you watch Chinese cartoons? You don't even know Asian geography.
I've only been to Thailand once, and I was with my friend, and we actually just went to Bangkok, chill around the town and shit. So, and then we took like the plane and we went back home. So, I didn't really visit the place much, except for the town. The town's actually pretty nice, but like I didn't really visit the place. I've actually never been to Japan, which kind of sucks, but I don't really want to go because I would destroy my entire fake concept of Japan, so I never want to go anyways.
This is not at all like my Japanese animes.
Just fuck everything. Recently I made a fucking comment. kind of stupid, but I thought it was actually logistic. Like a person like I want to fuck my wife so much. I want to fuck her until I can, until this and that. And then the guy said, yeah, I'm gonna fuck her until she's paraplegic. And I'm like, well, it's simple. Instead of making her paraplegic, just cut off her arms, and you could use her however you want.
What the fuck did I just tune in back?
What the fuck?
And then that got capped, and it's like everyone's like go freak out about that. I'm like, ugh. Another time that I was getting drunk and I started talking about, like, everyone's like, oh, you raped these children. I'm like, no, it's fuck rape. That guy.
Well, you still fucked him, right?
Yeah, I had sex with him. Just
you fucked him right in the pussy.
Yes.
What was that, like 2 years ago?
3 years ago. No,
like that?
no, 3 years
ago.
3, 4? No, 4 years ago. Sorry.
And wait, that was in Thailand.
Yes.
Shit. And then what? There's one you just didn't?
Yeah, there was 3 girls. They were all on a mattress, and I fucked one girl, and then I used a condom. After that, one of them gave me a blowjob. I just started wanting to fuck the other girl. Then fucking the other girl can't stop fucking laughing and just fucking annoying me. And then I just lost my fucking boner. And girl just started patting me on the fucking back. It was really fucking annoying. Then after that, she gave me another blowjob. Then I fucked the other girl, and I wanted to fuck the third girl, but like it's already spent like what was it, 30 minutes or half an hour? Or 45 minutes, I can't remember. Then the fucking lady came, she's like, your time is over, and some bullshit. And I had to leave.
But what? Wait, did you do one of them without a condom?
No, I did both of them with a condom. They gave me like a whole string of condoms.
Like a chain, like those like like a belt of bullets on like a machine gun.
What?
Like you said like a chain of condoms? What's a chain of condoms? Is that like daisy chained?
Oh, it's not something you can control. You didn't choose to be attracted to kids. That's fine. Please face the wall.
So how did Rika Fag, aka Mr. Cynical, respond to all of this? By saying it's slander and a gay op. I was informed from a friend on Twitter that users from this chan are the ones responsible for my harassment. You fuckers are calling me a pedo for liking Lolicon and using an out-of-context audio clip to deface my public image and frame me as a pedophile? I would really appreciate it if you fuckers stopped that. You win nothing out of doing this to me and hurting my YouTube career, which is literally everything I have. God, how pathetic. That's fucking pathetic. I just gotta say that. YouTube career. And now you want to take that away from me? For what reason? What have I ever done to you? Now these two are responsible for gathering all the info that you've seen today. We have user Burn and Roggle's Revenge. I had to leave out a lot for the sake of time, but before you discount it all, I don't believe these two are doing this for clout or just making shit up. They hardly have any followers and now have gone quiet. I think they're just pedo hunters, using burner accounts. And so I owe them a special thanks for gathering all this info and doing all of the work. Oh, and before I forget, I also owe Shining Ray for bringing all of this to my attention. Oh, what a tangled and wicked web that has been weaved. Now I've shown that Flam is linked to all these degenerates, freaks, and pedos. Now I'm sure Flam will say this is guilt by association, but I'm sorry, there's an old saying, you are the company that you keep. And yes, you can be judged for the company that you keep. And Flam, you keep company with some sick fucking people, and I want nothing to do with you. And Flam, while I can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you're a pedo other than the Boy Soprano comic, there's lots of circumstantial evidence based on the people you choose to associate with. I definitely wouldn't trust you around kids. If you're still here, you're probably wondering how this story is going to end. Well, I don't have a crystal ball or a time machine, but I can make a good guess based on Flam's pattern of degeneracy.
No, sorry.
I'm a pedophile. I'm a pedophile. I'm a pedophile. Fuck you, faggot. 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 I'm a pedophile. Own your mom. Is there something, like, mentally wrong with your brain? Were you dropped on your fucking head, Mike? Is there something, like, absolutely fucked in the head with you on that? I'm a pedophile. I'm a pedophile. I'm a pedophile. I'm a pedophile. Fuck you, faggot. 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 I'm a pedophile. Own your mom.